Hello. JoeHart here, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. Hello, Gurr. Yeah, I probably won't be doing any panels just yet. I just want to cover the F1Sprint format. I'm trying to do shorter live streams and just cover a particular topic. So, but yeah, it's good to have you here. As always, I mentioned that in America, you need to be 18 to be an adult, and otherwise you need parental permission. Your mom and dad. Yo, you know, that's impolite, right? To say yo, you can say hi or hello or something. But I'm old, so yo is kind of impolite to me. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go through the stream, the thing first. So let me take these banners off. Wow. I haven't set up my second monitor. Golly, I have to do that. So I can get onto my live Twitter streams. Damn, I missed that. Anyway, guess I'll do that later after this. Okay, so yeah, let me there's a couple of sorry, I've got something caught in my throat. I know that's loud and obnoxious to y'all, so sorry about that. I don't like things in my mouth, but I guess I need a lozenge to try to loosen that up and get it cleared up and stuff. So, okay, there's the Formula One sprint format has changed. They call it a tweak, but I think it's an overhaul. I mean, it's different. It's changed. So why call it a tweak? Why scared that, oh, we just changed it a little bit? No, you didn't. You changed it a lot of bit. And it doesn't matter. Just call it a change. You don't have to. But I don't know why they needed to call it a tweak. Spineless, I would say, that they can't say we made a change and we made a big change. But anyway, this isn't about Formula One and FIA and Liberty Media. I'll have plenty of other time to talk about them. But it's relatively new. I think, I think it was, within the hour, I think. Let me look here. Let me update this. This says 42 minutes ago. Let me see what it says now. 3 hours ago. So it's 2:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when I refreshed it, it says 3 hours ago. So about 11:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'm just guessing. Now, I'll probably do, I'll probably do, there's graphics on Formula One's Twitter account, and I couldn't print that. I don't understand how some things can't be printed. Anyway, as you can tell, I get frustrated and complain about everything. But because of my disabilities, hello, I'm JoeHart. I'm a person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. That's what I usually stream about, or I can, but also motorsports and other things, crime sleuthing and panels and sometimes politics and things like that. So anyway, I want to hopefully that will clear that up a bit. It feels better, at least now. So, anyway, I will probably read it, the long form, and I'm OCD, so I read everything. Sorry about that, but it's my stream, so I can do it. Anyway, I guess I should read the title here. So it does hashtag F1Sprint, and that's kind of their common hashtag F1Sprint. Now, some people also do hashtag Sprint, but I think that's a little grandiose that F1 fans think that they're the only ones that do a sprint. So I do hashtag F1Sprint, which is the more common hashtag. So it's a new format. I don't want to call it tweak. And so on Friday, yeah, I'll go through the title here and then I'll read the things, then I'll show the graphics. So anyway, it's generally 2 sessions on Friday, 2 sessions on Saturday, and the race on Sunday. Friday, this coming Friday. Oh, okay. It's also, there's 6 Formula One sprints this year. I think last year there was 3. And the year before that, they did a trial. So I think they had 1 sprint in 2021, 3 sprints in 2022, I'm pretty sure. And they're going to have 6 sprints in 2023. And so Azerbaijan is the first GP of the new, this is, I don't know what race it is, race 5 or 6 or 7. I don't know what number it is. I'm sorry. But up until this weekend, all the Grand Prix for this year were just regular Grand Prix. 3 free practices, a qualifications, and a race. Just the standard as it always has been for quite a while. Anyway, the new format starting this Friday will be, Friday's format will be a free practice 1, normal, and qualifications, normal. That will be qualifying for the Sunday race. That's slightly different. It used to be a qualifying for the sprint. But anyway, I don't want to talk about what it used to be. I just want to talk about what it is. So Friday's sessions, the first session is free practice 1, a normal free practice 1. And then the second is a regular qualifying for the Sunday race. Now, they're talking of getting rid of free practices, so I think that's why they modified this, so they can see if 1 free practice is enough. Anyway, Saturday, they have something that they now call Sprint Shootout. And I'm going to use it as a hashtag. Saturday's hashtag Sprint Shootout. Now, that's a qualification session just for the sprint. So basically what the changes have happened is that they have removed the Formula One sprint and made it a standalone event. It has qualifying and the event, and it issues points. But none of those results, none of them affect the Sunday race. I thought it was really unfair that how they placed in the sprint is how they set up the grid for the, I thought that was hokey in the first place. And I'm sure most people did, except the ones that did really well. The drivers that got top 3 liked that they were top 3 in the grid for the race. But anyway, that is that they're changing it as of this coming Saturday. So the sprint shootout is the first session on Saturday, and it's a qualifying for the F1 sprint. Now, I will show a graphic that shows they've shortened the times. I think it's, I don't want to guess, 10, 12, 8, something like that. 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, or something like that. The graphic will describe it. And then the second session on Saturday is the F1 sprint itself. It's a sprint. It's a race. I wish I knew the details. I think it's 1,000 kilometers. Does that sound too far? 100 kilometers? I don't know what it is. But it's sprint. It's usually over within 30 minutes. It's usually definitely done before 30 minutes. So it's a quick session. And then that's it. They issue points. Number 1 gets 8 points. Number 2 gets 7 points. All the way down to 8th gets 1 point. So First through eighth gets 8 through 1 points. And then that's it. Then you throw the sprint away. Then it has nothing to do with the Sunday race. So that's kind of cool. I do like that part of it. And then Sunday's the regular race. So that's what my description meant. So let's go to I will now read all that stuff. It might be a little busy work, but I'm OCD and my room here is a little intimate. It's always so intimate in my rooms. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to go. Can you send Leo a link? No, I thought you were, I paused you, by the way, for 5 minutes just because, just because. But yeah, I'm not doing panels right now. I'm trying to describe the Formula One sprint. So I appreciate that. So anyway, thanks for asking. That's better than your first 3 comments. I paused you because then it shadows those 3 comments. So I wanted to shadow those. These 2 seem like okay comments. But okay, so I'm on screen right now, but I'm going to do a full screen layout. So I am now off the screen for you. Now, currently at this moment, I can see your comments and what you're seeing, but I'm going to go off screen so I can read it. So now I'm going to be off screen for me. Now I can't see comments and anything, but don't do anything inappropriately. So this is Formula One confirms F1 Sprint format tweaks. Like I said, I don't like the word tweaks. These are huge changes for the 2023 season. And I updated, whatever it's called. I updated this page and a couple of minutes ago, and it said 3 hours ago. So it was about 11:09 is when I think I did. And the topic is F1 Sprint. So let's scroll down. F1 has confirmed adjustments to the F1 Sprint format for the 6 events that will be staged across the 2023 season, beginning with this weekend's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. F1 Sprint made its debut back in 2021 with the original format seeing qualifying shifted to Friday and setting the grid for a new 100-kilometer dash on Saturday, which in turn determined the starting order for the main event on Sunday. And then read more. Formula One announces venues for 6 F1 Sprint events across 2023 season. That's really old. They announced that a while ago. However, tweaks for this year mean F1 Sprint will effectively become a standalone feature of race weekends when the format is used, with the outcome bearing no impact on the grid for the Grand Prix itself. Yay! Let me go back screen, see if there's any comments. In the hospital, I get injected by my nurse. That was so painful. That's okay. That pain is no more. I'm glad you don't have any more pain. Let's try to stay on Formula One, okay? I'll mute or pause you if you let's focus on this. I know you're young and you don't really probably care about motorsports, but let's focus on that's what the stream is about. So Fridays will now include a FP1 free practice 1 session and standard qualifying session. The regular qualifying session to set the grid for Sunday's Grand Prix, while Saturdays will include the continuing 100-kilometer race with an additional preceding qualifying session called the Sprint Shootout. The person that wrote this was genius. I think it's very well written. The shootout will be a shorter session. Let me jot these down. So SQ1 is 12 minutes. SQ2 is 10 minutes. And SQ3 is 8 minutes. And SQ1 and 2 is mediums. And SQ3 is soft. And I think it's originally 15, 12, 10, 18. I don't know what they are. 18, 15, 12. Now I forget. But anyway, okay. So the let me go back on screen, see if there's any. I am in the live chat. Yeah, I see you in the live chat. Thank you. I'm glad you're in the live chat. Hello, hello, hello. I see you in the live chat. but I'm going off screen, so I don't see comments. I can see what you all see right now, and I can see your all's comments right now. But now I'm going to go back to reading that stuff. So I'm going to go to read the other stuff. So right now I am off screen right now. Okay, the shootout will be a shorter session than traditional qualifying, with SQ1 set to run for 12 minutes, SQ2 for 10 minutes, and SQ3 for 8 minutes, and replaces the previous FPT free practice 2 seen on the Saturday morning of sprint weekends. New tires are mandatory for each phase, with mediums for SQ1 and SQ2 and softs for SQ3. Given that the F1 Sprint is now contained within the race weekend and any incidences will not compromise starting positions for the Grand Prix, drivers should have more incentive to push across the 100-kilometer race, which usually lasts around a half an hour. And then read more. F1 launches new Formula Y podcast to answer fans' questions about the sport. I've never clicked on that. Points for the F1 sprint race remain the same, with 8 handed out to the winner, 7 to the second, 6 to the third, and so on, down to 1 point in 8th place. Both drivers and teams will log points in their respective championships. In addition to Azerbaijan Baku City Circuit, the other F1 sprint venues for 2023 are, and like I said, there's 6. So Azerbaijan, and then Austria Red Bull Ring, Belgian Spa Francorchamps, Qatar Lusail Circuit, and the United States Circuit of the Americas and Sao Paulo Interlagos. So that's the 6 of them. And then I think there's other, like, I'm going to read all of it. But I'm going to go check comments and see if everybody's being good. So let's see here. Looks like everybody has left, but that's okay. So I'll go back off screen. Now I am now off screen again. So leading on from this, the process for applying penalties. I read this before and I got kind of confused. So hopefully it'll make a little more sense to me when I'm reading it for another time. Sorry, swallowed the wrong stuff. Okay, leading on from this, the process for applying penalties at F1 sprint events has been set out as follows. Any grid penalties incurred in first practice or qualifying will apply to the race. Any grid penalties incurred in the sprint shootout will apply to the sprint, while any grid penalties incurred in the sprint will apply to the race. I guess when they say the race, they mean Sundays. Anyway, I think they mean Sunday. I don't know. I mean, the second time they say the race, it has to be Sundays because they can't apply it. I guess they could apply it to the race that they're in. Well, any grid penalties occurred in the sprint will apply to the race. They said it's a standalone event. So I guess that means to the F1 sprint itself. Any penalties during the race will be applied to that race. In addition, a breach of parc fermé will result in a pit lane start for the sprint and race, while power unit related penalties will only apply to the race unless they are also a parc fermé breach. Read more, download or sync the F1 race calendar to your device. Meanwhile, Tuesday's F1 Commission. Oh, these are new, different things, but they're pretty interesting. So we can, okay. So meanwhile, Tuesday's F1 Commission meeting, which confirmed the sprint changes, featured discussions around power unit usage with approval given to increase the number of internal combustion engines, ICE, turbocharger, MGUH, and MGUK elements for 2023 only from 3 to 4. Thank God. 3 was not enough. People are replacing that in the first 3 races, which was out of 23 races, they would replace them in the first 3 races. Or sooner. Elsewhere, the updated definition of working on a car while serving a pit stop penalty, which was recently issued in a sporting directive, will now be included within the sporting regulations. Finally, it was agreed that certain sustainability initiative costs will be excluded from the cost cap. covering factors such as costs associated with installing sustainable infrastructure, auditing and monitoring of competitors' carbon footprint, donations to charities engaged in the promotion of environmental sustainability projects, and carbon offset programs. Oh my goodness, was that wordy. So now I'll go to the graphics. Let's see here. Let's stop that screen. So let's go to okay, let me find it first. So okay, it looks like it's ready to go. So basically as of a while ago when I was checking, there was so far 2 tweets from Formula One about this topic, about the F1 Sprint format. So I'll read the 2. It has a graphic. Graphics are great, but I can't print them. So let's see here. So that's still full screen. So I'm going to go off screen and read it. Okay, so this is let me click on it to know exactly when they sent it. And it's usually the local time. So this was at 11:31 in the morning this morning. So almost 3 hours ago. Look, by the way, look at it. It has 1.9 million views, 1669 retweets, 2207 quotes, 12,000 likes, and 237 bookmarks. Holy poop. So F1, introducing Sprint Saturday. All new weekend format. Saturday sprint sessions do not affect the Grand Prix. Friday's qualifying sets, Sunday's grid. New sprint shootout qualifying session. The first sprint Saturday is only 4 days away. The first of 6, F1 Sprint. 2023 structure. Friday, practice 1, Grand Prix qualifying. Sprint Saturday, sprint shootout, which is new. And then F1 Sprint is the sprint race of sort, but they just call it a sprint, so you don't get confused. And then Sunday, Grand Prix. So that's the first one. And then, it might be a little redundancy, but let's see when this was written. 11:34. So 2 hours, 53 minutes or something like that. So F1 sprint shootout is here. And I guess that's popcorn. That's real American. I don't think UK usually has popcorn. But anyway, sprint shootout is here. Imagine qualifying, but even quicker. Every lap counts as Saturday's sprint shootout sets the grid for the F1 Sprint, leaving Sunday's Grand Prix unaffected. So what is sprint shootout? And again, this is the first session on Saturday. It sets the grid for the sprint. What is sprint shootout? Q1, 12 minutes, slowest 5 cars eliminated. Q2, 10 minutes, slowest 5 cars eliminated. Q3, 8 minutes, and they go for the pole. So then that would be the final 10 cars for the pole. They all have mandatory tires. Q1 is mandatory medium tire, Q2 medium tire, and Q3 mandatory soft tire. 3-part session to set the grid for Saturday's F1 Sprint. Grand Prix qualifying. The Friday afternoon qualifying session now sets the grid for Sunday's Grand Prix. Saturday's shootout and sprint do not affect the starting order for Sunday's Grand Prix at all. Again, that had 634.5 thousand views, 500,000 views, 476 retweets, 523 quotes, 2,968 likes, and 48 bookmarks. I guess no one cared about this as much as the other one, but I think they're both very interesting. So anyway, that's the deal. Oops, sorry. So yeah, let's to the wrong side. I don't like when it, I don't like a lot of things. Okay. So that's it. 25 minutes. I just wanted to cover it real quickly. It's pretty exciting. I'm going to be streaming for all the sessions, but I can't show it. So I'll be showing the live, whatever it's called, live timing. I can't think of the word for Formula One. They have a slightly different name for it, but the live timing of what's going on, so we can watch the results or the standings as they are live. So that should be it. So I'm going to end broadcast. I have to hit end broadcast twice, and then I'm going to check my 8 platforms. So it will take a couple extra minutes to go through that, and you can still comment during that, even though the broadcast is ended. And then at the end of that, after 5 or 7 minutes or something like that, then I would leave studio. So you'll have about 5 or 7 or so minutes to make comments if you still want to make comments. So, okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody. So thank you very much. And end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. And that's the first time. And the second time it ends immediately. So I'll start saying goodbye. So I'm going to end broadcast in 3.